Welcome and welcome back to the channel. Real quick guys, this is y'all know I own a Journey, right? Y'all remember the Journey I bought a while back? I had the transmission and the ticking noise. I have since repaired that. Oh guys, I'm kind of knocking myself in the head again. You can see down in there. My daughter drives this, and what she complaining about is oil smell. Okay, every now and then she may get a puff of smoke coming from underneath. What's going on is oil making its way. It's probably touched down in on the exhaust manifold. As you know, when oil substance hit a hot manifold, it will result in a puff of smoke. And she really panicked when she saw that. Also, the checking the light on. I have a checking the light on for something else, but I have a P052 oil. Now y'all know that's the pretty much points toward the oil pressure sensor. Now you gotta be careful with those oil pressure codes, because a lot of guys tend to, especially at the Jiffy Lube places, if they accidentally install the wrong or incorrect oil filter, that could set off some oil pump codes, some oil pressure sensor codes. It can set off all kinds of codes. So you got to make sure, whoever you're taking your car to, do your oil change. That should be a given, right? Well, it doesn't always happen that way. They need to make sure they are putting the correct oil filter on your car, because there's two designs goes to these 3.6 Pentastar engine. One has a cone on it and one has just a flat end on it. All right. In this case, because I highly suspect, you can look straight down there. I highly suspect it's the oil filter adapter housing. It's going to come with a filter in it. All right. What else is going to come with is that oil pressure switch. Okay, oil pressure switch and a coolant temp switch. The oil pressure sensor / switch. I think it pulled double duty, guys. I think it reports back to the computer the temperature of the oil as well as the oil level. I want to say. Okay, I could be wrong. I have to recheck that, but. So it's going to come with those two sensors and an oil filter, all right? So, but from there, you might want to just, if that's not your case, I highly recommend you pop this back off and check your oil filter just to make sure it's the correct one on it. But I know I have the correct one on it because I changed the oil when I did the cylinder head. Remember, I had the X56 recall, extended recall. It's actually not even called a recall. It's an extended warranty, guys. So if you're having problems with misfire, such as in 2, 4, and 6, in this bank 2, Chrysler have extended the warranty to include a cylinder head. They obviously are having problems with bank 2 cylinder head. And now they're gonna run a test. They're not just gonna give you a head, guys. So don't run up there talking about I need a head. They're going to run a test to verify that your problem is internal. Okay? Of course, they're going to check the secondary ignition system, the plugs, and the coil, and verify that that's not your problem, even the injector. When that's determined, then they would go forward with maybe trying to get your head. But the bad thing is they're on back order right now. So let me move right along with this. I'm going to head up to the parts department. I'll be right back. Yeah, it's my car, but I got it in the dealer. It's a weekend. Sometimes we can work on our own car. So, y'all don't go nowhere. Don't go anywhere. I will be right back. Stay tuned. Let me go to a quick ad break. Be patient, guys, with the ad. It helps the channel out. I will be right back, guys. Stay tuned. Yeah, look what I got, guys. All right, I went ahead and got as you know, when you remove the upper plenum, you're going to expose some gaskets. It's the gaskets to the upper plenum. This is the gaskets to the lower plenum. Alright, and here is my new oil filter adapter housing. Let me tell y'all something about these things. They're made of good high quality, right? This has been redesigned since the first generation. Actually, it has gone through 3 generations. Okay, so if you're doing one now, you're getting the latest and greatest. This is an OEM. I did one on a customer car last week. She got it aftermarket. You talk about flimsy. Oh my God, it was made of just real flimsy material, and it felt like it's gonna come apart real soon. Guys, I don't know if you ever seen one of these come apart. As you know, coolant goes through here. This is cooled by coolant. So there's a coolant hose going through here, so which means coolant's gonna attempt to capture all the heat and bring it back out. You know, trying to keep the oil cool. But I've seen one where this ruptured okay, and coolant happens to get inside the oil. It looks like a blown head gasket, y'all. Matter of fact, check this video out right here. I want y'all to see that, because that is that is some very dangerous stuff as far as when you know your oil filter adapter housing is leaking, you prolonging it. I highly suggest you not prolong it. Okay, if you look at that video and you think you now have an oil filter adapter housing leaking, you should get it replaced. Take a look at that. That will scare you. I almost misdiagnosed that car. I thought it was an actual head problem, head gasket or something like that, but all it was the cooler came apart internally. Alright, so I had to end up cleaning out all that stuff, guys. Watch that video. It is a mess. Alright, so what I'm going to do is get started, man. I don't know how much of this I'm going to film. I'm at the shop, like I say, but I'll try to get y'all some footage, so don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Hold tight. I will be right back. Let me go grab some tools. Alright guys, we are there. Alright, so here's my oil filter adapter housing. Now, pretty much just 5 screws holding it on. Inadvertent torque bits. Okay, you got 1 right here, 2 right here, and 2 right here. Of course, unplug the electrical connector and get the coolant hose off of there. And from there, just lift straight up on the adapter housing. Alright guys, so one thing you want to keep in mind, like I mentioned earlier, there is coolant running through this hose, so you may want to drain your coolant because you're about to make a mess. I'm fixing to untighten the torque screws and lift up on the oil filter adapter housings. You will get a lot of oil and you will get a lot of coolant underneath. Okay, so you might want to drain your coolant and drain your oil. You will, or you should, change your oil anyway. Okay, let's get with it. Alright, so all we're doing now is just removing the last little hole, and from there you can pick straight up on the oil filter adapter housing, and there you have it. Okay, like I say, you will get a lot of oil and coolant down here. Now the way I handle this is I grab my sucker. I have a sucker that I use to suck out all the excess oil and coolant that's left behind. And oh by the way guys, do not pay attention to these little O-rings. They tend to get left behind from the oil filter adapter housing cooler. Alright, if you double seal one of these, you will have a leak. Okay, here goes another one. So please be aware of these. Alright, look around. When you clean it out, take another look. Okay, let's get with it. Alright guys, try and use some this is the hose I'm using to suck out the coolant. Alright, so try and use some rags or something to cover up the intake so you won't get any trash in the intake valve. See that? That's what I'm using to suck out all the coolant and the oil. Alright, so stay tuned. Make sure you keep this clear. You don't want any trash in there. Alright, so we're going to move right along, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get rid of it. Alright guys, we're at the last stages of installation. What I tend to do first is install the coolant hose, okay? Because once you get the coolant hose installed and the clamp on, everything else should fall right into place. Now let me give you a quick tip what I do. Of course, after you clean the insides area up, I tend to put a little lube right around this O-ring here, so it will slide on fairly easy, okay? So pretty much it's all about guiding, guys. Let's just guide this thing down there. As you can see right there, that O-ring set in place. Now all we gotta do now is press down. It should fall right into place like that. See, no movement. Now from there, guys, it's just torquing the bolts down the spec, hooking up your connectors, putting your intake back on. Remember to get you some intake and exhaust, actually just upper intake and lower intake gaskets to put on your intake manifold, okay? You may not need them. Like these look fairly, they still standing up, sticking straight up. I always do it anyway, just for precautionary reasons, okay? And you got lower intake gaskets also. Now, as you can see, those are fairly compressed, all right? I highly recommend that you do those, all right? So from there, just install the upper intake, put everything back together, verify your oil level. In fact, change the oil, verify your coolant level, because remember, you lost some coolant doing removal, and that should hold you guys. Thanks, man. I really appreciate you guys watching. Give the video a big thumbs up if you don't mind. Comment and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. All right, I highly appreciate it, and I will see y'all on the next video.